Hi guys, welcome to Chakra Sessions. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbé. Here broadcasting through Star Nation's radio network, through Be Live TV. Welcome. Tonight's show is all about opening the seventh sense, and that is the intuitive energy, the sixth sense of our higher self. And when we connect to that energy, we can expand our intuition, expand our inner knowing, and really tap into the wisdom that is out of our norm and out of our normal reach. So that's what's on tap tonight. Nothing like a small topic, right? Hi, Christine. Welcome. Um, Getting the hang of this in my new place at the moment. Um, I'm here in my new space in Maine, and getting used to what that energy feels like, my new home office. And yeah, it's kind of fun to share that with you guys. And of course, I forgot some of my decoration kind of things when I was packing, but I've got the basics, and that's good enough for everything. Hello, Angelica. Welcome to the show. You know, when we do the chakra sessions, we're talking about our energy body. It's part of who we are, and we don't always remember how to tap into that, how to, remember all the things that we're already built for, we're already programmed for. And that's my job, to help you remember, maybe awaken some forgotten knowledge, and it may seem brand new, but somewhere in there, your soul knows, your soul remembers. So that's what we're here for, and as part of doing the work here on Chakra Sessions, we're working on the whole part of your energy body, your immune system, your physical body, your emotions, your mental thoughts and beliefs, and what's going on in there. And tapping into our intuition, we all understand, is really super helpful. um, but there's even a higher intuition that we can tap into, that has even a fuller perspective, than just we access through our third eye. So that's pretty cool. So Angelica saying the chair looks comfortable. This is actually my writing chair. This is what I meditate in. It is a big comfy chair. They say it's a chair and a half. And it gives me a lot, and it's really plush. So it's one of my favorites. And I wasn't planning to use it as my office chair. And my office chair is here. It's just that they just redid the wood floors in here, and I forgot to bring my little carpet to put under it. So I didn't want my chair to roll around and ding the floor at all. So I needed my big chair that wasn't going to move on me. So thanks. It is very comfy. I like to, cuddle up with a cup of tea, and I love to write in this chair. It's my favorite thing, because I just want to get buried in it, which is cool. Hi, Nessie. Nice to have you here. Woohoo! I'm really excited. Whenever you're here, you remind us to love and share the show, because that's how we get out into Facebook land, and get to in front of people who maybe need some wisdom, some guidance. And I really think tonight it's pretty crucial, because we are in that place of, there's a lot of fear energy on the planet right now. And I've been out and about in it quite a bit the last few days, because, when you're setting up a new place, there are things that you don't even think about that you're going to need again, like shelving paper, and organizers for the bathroom, different size bathroom. You need different things to hold your toiletries and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been out and about, and it's been an interesting thing to see the fear levels with certain people, And then also the gentleness that comes when people understand that, people are worried and concerned, and, maybe we need to be gentle with each other as we navigate this interesting energy right now. So yeah, we're going to talk about that seventh sense. Oh, Neshi, I know the toilet paper. Now she wants to know what the deal is with toilet paper being bought out from the stores. So the theory, I think, is that, you're going to be quarantined for 2 weeks. And so you need whatever you would need for 2 weeks in your house. And apparently, people go through a lot more toilet paper in 2 weeks than I've ever seen or ever imagined. I really have never gone through more than a roll a day, and even a roll a day is when, we had 5 or 6 people in the house. So that's an interesting thing. I actually saw a store yesterday that had opened up like their store supplies. They get them like big boxes with individual rolls in them, and they were selling the rolls for like 40 cents a piece or something like that, and paper towels. So yeah, it was an interesting thing. But side note, for those of you who might still be looking, the big thing is that you're going to find some of that stuff in like Home Depot and Lowe's, because we went into those stores and they had plenty. They had quite a bit of toilet paper, paper towels, not some of the other stuff, but they had cleaning products and stuff like that too, if you need that. But they had lots, because I think people don't necessarily think to look there. So if you're in need, or somebody who's freaking out and they just need their regular amount of toilet paper and can't find any, well, have them give a check out there, because I went in more than one of those and they were doing just fine with that. So that's the thing. It's kind of like, my husband asked me today about that. How come we're running out of toilet paper? And aren't those people running out of, are they buying out cigarettes the same way? Are all the smokers out there just buying up, I mean, if you smoke a pack a day, you better have at least 14 packs on hand, if not more, because you might be stress smoking. And that was an interesting concept to me, because I haven't heard that being a panic thing yet. But there you have it. So, yeah, isn't it a great time for us to maybe access our higher self, our higher intuition, because we're definitely having a lot of fear energy go around us. And that's part of what I think my team wanted to talk to us about today is, there are times when we access our intuition. I had a client today, who wanted to know what spirit had to say. And spirit's pretty short and sweet to the point, not very complicated. And they wanted a lengthy explanation, which that's just not how spirit works, or at least when I connect to spirit, spirit's pretty, and I'm sure Neshi could say this too. Spirit's pretty much right to the point. And so, the fear around this virus is, it's interesting how it's accelerated. And, some of what I understand is, people were already amped up around the elections and what might happen in this new year. And they were so far into the future on, what is the world going to be like at the end of this election? Because a lot of things changed at the end of the last election. Some sweeping differences occurred. which some people may see as a good thing and some may see it as a bad thing, but change is change. And so a lot of people were getting revved up in that fear again of, oh no, what if things, do something. And so when the virus was birthed, that's how my team wants to talk about it, it got fed by all this fear. And then we've just revved it up like nobody's business. So, that's where we're at. Hi, Barbie. Nice to see you. And Ellen, I was just talking about you today. Thinking about, my new logo, my new sign for my new place as that comes into creation. We'll see how that works. So it's a really good time for us to be really tapped into our intuition, to be trusting our heart and what it is trying to tell us, what our gut is telling us. And if we're not hearing that clearly, then maybe it's time to ask our higher self for a little guidance. And our higher self is very connected with our spiritual team, with the divine. It's a higher, fuller knowing. And again, it's very no nonsense. It's very to the point. And spirit does not sugarcoat in that energy. It's like you ask and you receive, but it's on you to handle the information as you receive it. Hi, Sandy. Nice to have you with us. We're talking about our seventh sense. And Ellen's giving us a cute smiley face. So some of you probably haven't heard of the seventh sense. I understood it in a very basic way. So if you can imagine that we have our energy body with 7 chakras. Most of us understand that, know that, can see that sweet little rainbow that goes, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white. And then we have a sense that we have a higher self. And in the higher self, there are 5 chakras that we can access. And those chakras change in color depending on how far outside of our body the higher self is. And we can actually energetically bring the higher self in, kind of put it on like it's a dress. And then the chakras line up in a particular puzzle piece way that allows us to access higher vibration, an amplified, that's a better word, an amplified energy when it comes to certain chakras. And so the seventh sense really, if you can imagine the crown and the sixth sense, the third eye, and the seventh sense, or the intuition of the higher self, coming together in our physical body in a triangle. Think of it as a circuit of higher knowing. And if you can hold on to that possibility, you can logically understand that, if your personal intuition is the lowest vibration of that circuit, and then you have your higher self's intuition, and you're connecting to the divine energy through your crown, you're really amping up what you're connecting to and how you're connecting to it. So let's see, I saw a couple other people pop in. So April, hi, nice to have you here. And Minnie, hi, nice to have you. And Neshi is saying, I agree, Spirit shares info with us in the way they know, in the best mode we are willing to receive it. Yeah. And one of the things that came in for a client today was that, that human part of us that wants to um, receive information. Um, we want a detailed, this is exactly how your life's going to unfold. But we have free will. So, most of the time, am I going to be okay? Yeah. Spirit will pretty much always say, yeah, you're going to be okay. And that things will work out the way they're meant to work out. But it doesn't always follow our ego's plan. And that can make it difficult. So in this energy, if you're connecting to your intuition and your highest intuition, you get a fuller knowing. And what does that do for us? I mean, for me, when I'm experiencing that energy, when I'm connecting to that energy, it's releasing the doubt. That part of us that wants to go into worry or anxiety, and we go into the what ifs and the could be's and the maybes and the should be's, and we spin ourselves into a future that isn't right in front of us at this moment. But when we connect to that higher, fuller knowing, we get a sense of a release from that, a release from the doubt, and we just know. We know, or we are willing to expand our energy into a state of trusting that everything is exactly as it should be in this moment. And listening to whether our gut believes that as well as our heart, and making sure that all of that lines up. And it's calling in our higher self to be with us, to work with us and guide us like it is meant to. And higher does not mean that it has to be above, like above our head. Higher just means turning up the radio knob to a higher frequency or a fuller bandwidth, so that we can call in information from every direction and every dimension and every set of knowing, rather than what we know and we see and we sense just in the present moment. And this can be a little difficult because we're talking about our energy in a way that you may not have discussed it before. Most people are comfortable at this point with 7 chakras. When I start to talk about the 12 or the 22, or expanding into our secondary and our tertiary chakras and bringing in 154, that may be a little overwhelming. And 7's plenty to focus on, but in the 7th sense, we are connecting to the 12 of our basic chakras, 5 that are connected with our higher self, and 7 that are connected with our physical body at this moment. So, one of the things that the 7th sense is helpful for is in those situations where we would like a stronger sense of knowing. I've been going through a big move. And so there's a lot of big changes. Finding a new place, having a house that we now need to sell, moving my business. When do I close one business and open the other? And my husband getting a new job and switching jobs, and how much time off in between, and when to move our cats. You know, there's a lot of balls that are in the air. And so to not get into that spinny place of worry and panic, taking a few moments to check in with my higher self on, you know, what is the best next step for me in this moment. And, you know, sometimes we'll check in with our heart, which is always a great one, you know, but sometimes we want even fuller knowledge than we get simply from our heart. And that's when we call in that stronger intuition. I don't know if that makes sense. So I know Mike and Martina have asked for a card, but on Thursday nights, I actually don't pull cards. We just do we talk about our chakra energy and how to heal our body through our energy system, and we do a healing and meditation at the end. But if you put the request in for next Wednesday, I will be happy to pull the cards for you then. And you can always private message me if you would like to have a full reading. I do offer that as services for people who have something that's up and would like a reading. You're welcome to reach out to me right through the Chakra Sessions page. You can send me a message. And that's where we're at. So one of the things, you know, you guys know about my healing blends, or many of you do. They're the channeled remedies that my team has given. And they are ways for us to remember how to use our energy body in its fullest sense. You know, somewhere inside we know how to do this on automatic pilot, but we've kept some of these energy centers. We haven't been using them. It's kind of like not starting the engine. And so we're like, where did we put it? You know, where is it? Where did we put it? And so the seventh sense blend, this is a blend that's called the Seventh Sense, and you can get it right on trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. I don't know if Neshi's still here, and if you are, I'd love it if you could type that for me, or I will at the end. So this is one of the blends that it reminds your energy body how to connect to this chakra. And so you just, you can roll it straight on. I like to put it just right on my fingers. So I just rolled it on. And I'm just going to put it over the top of my head. And that woo! I always forget how fast that is. That activates the chakras connection within your physical body. And if you can imagine, your crown is at the top, right? It's a little above your head, actually. And then your third eye, most of you understand, is sort of in the center. It's in your forehead. And the seventh sense sits in between the two. So it actually is right on the top of your head. And, you know, different people see it in different colors. So I don't want to narrow down the color for you. But, you know, it is something that you would sense or feel in between your crown and your third eye. It really uses, you know, when it is working with our intuition, you have both the pituitary and the pineal glands become activated at the same time. And it really amplifies what's coming in and what's coming through. And it lets us really tap into that. And when we're in a place where we're second guessing ourselves, or we're having doubt, or having difficulty trusting and believing, you know, it's enough just to use something to help you expand your crown chakra. But But when you use the seventh sense blend, it opens that little triangle. That's the best way I can. I mean, if you drew it in a two-dimensional way, it would look like a straight line. But in the three-dimensional realm, it's really, if you looked sideways, you would see a point at the top, and then a point, and then a point, and then it would be connected like that. And that circuitry, that energy, when those three are activated together, it fills in. It's like it lights up in this beautiful. It's kind of like an iridescent, like the. I can't. Iridescent is all that comes to mind. It's that when we look at something that's kind of white and clear, but it has the rainbow effect to it. That's what that circuit looks like when it's all lit up. And when we use that, and when we open that, we are able to call in the intuition and the knowledge, not just from the earth plane, but from all the lifetimes that we've carried, and from the highest knowing that we are able to access, or that our higher self is able to access in the moment. So that is really exciting when you think about tapping into all the knowledge that your spiritual team has, including like the ascended masters and the angels. So when you activate that, it can come in like that, rather than waiting to hear it. It's working in your body instantly. I guess that's the best way. So I just wanted to share. I know Neshi put up my my products and services. So thank you, Neshi. That's trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. That's where you can check out doing readings or getting the oils. So Barbie said, I noticed last night during meditation that you weren't moving so much energy as before. Something must be working. Way to go. Yes. Actually, a lot of energy moved last night. I just didn't have to make as much noise. And so it's an interesting thing. It is that sense of not having to work as hard. And the really cool thing is the grounding cord. I guess that's the best way to explain it, where the energy gets released that goes up and down. It's gotten a lot wider. My energy is often amplified when I'm here in Maine. And I knew that like in my logical brain and my intuition was like doing, and my seventh sense, everything was getting me here so that I wouldn't have to work so hard. And yeah, I didn't have to work as hard. It wasn't as noisy, but a lot was moving. I could feel it throughout my whole body, but I didn't have to be as noisy. So that was cool. Martina saying, thank you for the info. And oh, yes. Thank you, Neshi, for putting that up there. So one of the things that's coming up is the online classes, a launch into the deep waters of manifesting. Ed Langen's class is coming up on March 21st. Mine is on April 23rd, and Neshi's is on May 3rd, and it's part of Star Nation's Academy. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, make sure that you check that out. And one of the things that's coming in as part of that class, and part of that is using the manifestation point, which is also part of your soul chakras, part of your higher self. And we will be tapping into that energy and how we can use our inner child to expand our manifesting abilities, because the inner child has some of her own magic and her own energy. So it's almost like you're bringing on an extra person on board to help with the creation energy for what you're working on. And I can tell you, she's been working overtime for me, and I love it, and my husband's as well. So I will be doing that class really soon and tapping into how to use the oils with that as well, because that's how I run these days is that oils are helping train our energy body. Why would we not use the tool that can work for us really easily? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a meditation in a couple minutes to activate the seventh sense, along with our intuition and our crown. And I invite you to see how long you can hold the activation after we're done. Because one of the things that we do really well as humans is when we have something new or it seems different, we instantly go back to our old way of things and our old way of thinking, and that doesn't help us move forward. And it's just part of being uncomfortable or fearful about change. We all have that built in. And it's our ego brain, saying, "Oh, this is different. I don't know," and it may classify it as right or wrong. Or so when you have the healing done, see how long you are able to hold that energy comfortably, and what comes through for you. For those of you who like to do automatic writing, it'll be a fantastic time to do a little writing afterwards, because things will be wide open, and so there's space for some cool questions to get answered if you are truly ready to know and hear it. Oh, hi, Ange. I'm glad you're joining us. Nice to see you here. So all of that is part of our higher self. And one of the things that comes in really clearly is that, we forget that, we have the chakras that run our physical body and our emotions, our mental realm, but we don't always tap into our spiritual body, our soul chakras, and we're leaving a piece of ourselves untapped. We're leaving some of our potential untapped when we don't use all the energy and the resources that we have. And that's part of expanding our energy to connect to more of our chakras, more of our energy system, so that we can, the more that we can have online, the more energy we have to do the things we're meant to do, and the more juice we have. And to answer Barbie's question, it also lets us do what we're meant to do more easily. The more energy we use, the more easily it can happen. So that can be a big thing as well. So that I love that and how that works. So let's get to the meditation, because I want you to have that experience, to sense that and see that and know that, because that is a big part of who you are. And wouldn't it be nice to release any fear energy that is radiating around us, and so that we can just be centered and in ourselves and calm, and send that calm energy vibrating out to the planet, because we could use a little bit of that. And when we're connected to our higher self and our soul chakras, we're generally in that chill kind of place. So let's get started. So let's take a couple of deep breaths. And we're going to start by grounding our energy. And so you're welcome to ground your energy in your own way. And if you're having difficulty grounding, I invite you to use your heart energy to ground. And to do that, you imagine a cord of connection going from your heart down through your third chakra below the rib cage, down through your second chakra below the belly button, down through your first chakra below the tailbone, down each of your legs and out your feet, and down through the floor, through the foundation of the building you may be in, through all the layers of earth and rock, miles and miles into the very center of the earth, allowing your energy to anchor and connect to the molten lava center, the heartbeat of the grandmother earth and the divine feminine, asking the energy to anchor around something sturdy, and inviting that cord of connection to expand gently to the size of a cylinder so that more energy can flow to you and through you. And there's more space to release whatever doesn't serve you. And we're also going to send a cord of connection from the heart up to the divine, to the original creation energy, the center of all that is, going from the heart through the throat, from the throat through the third eye, from the third eye to the crown and beyond, all the way to the center of creation where our soul was first perceived. And inviting that cord of connection to also expand to the size of a cylinder, allowing room for the energy to flow to us and through us. Inviting the divine feminine and masculine energy to gather within us in our heart, bringing peace, harmony, and balance within. And allowing that to radiate out from our heart center through all the layers of our aura. And once again, setting the intention that all healing work is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. Asking to be surrounded in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. Creating a sacred space for which to do our healing work and energy activation this evening. And we're going to quickly allow our energy to release anything that no longer serves us, any old fear, anxiety, worry, stress, sadness, judgment, resentment, frustration, shame, blame, discord or dis-ease, anywhere in our physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual bodies. especially along our spine, and releasing any held on to emotions that have gone unexpressed, any old anger, sadness, heaviness, whether it is our energy or energy we've been carrying for others. And we're going to begin lighting up our chakra energy so we can sense and feel them, beginning at the root chakra beneath our tailbone, feeling that activate the red energy coming in to fill any spaces where the chakra is having difficulty or not fully awake. Activating our second chakra beneath our navel, the brilliant orange color, inviting in balance and harmony, and all the water energy that it shares and flows through us. Activating our third chakra beneath our rib cage, bringing balance to our fire, our passion, our desires, our sense of self in its fullest, brightest vibration. And activating our heart chakra, the beautiful green and pink. Feeling it stretch to hold even more love, kindness, joy, and happiness. And connecting and activating our throat chakra in the brilliant blue. All the ways that we express who we are and our unique flavor. Sharing our authentic truth. And activating our third eye, our sixth chakra in our forehead. In the beautiful color purples. Expanding our perception, our intuition, our sense of knowing. And activating our crown chakra. Releasing any fear, any doubt, any disconnect that we may be having. And we're going to call in the energy of our higher self and our soul chakras to come down to us and through us, aligning beautifully with our energy. So that we can access it with ease and grace. And we're going to activate our seventh sense. Noticing it above our third eye, below our crown. You may sense it as a magenta kind of pink color or light purple. And we're going to open the circuit that our seventh sense can create within us. So we're going to connect it with our third eye and our crown. And in the trinity that creates, opening up the iridescent energy that flows through this circuit, creating an expanded sense of clarity, knowing, and connection. And grounding this energy in our heart, in the high heart, in our sternum. Activating that fuchsia, pink color energy. And helping our soul to ground in each and every dimension, vibration, and frequency. That we are able to connect to and through. And just allowing that inner connection to spread through our energy body, to bring peace and serenity that comes when we are not worried. And when we simply know, without question, our personal truth. Now we're going to ground down into the earth plane any additional energy that we don't need. Sending it down our grounding cord. And we can begin to dissolve the meditation, leave open that sense of knowing. Again, see how long you can connect to that. And now you have a muscle memory of how to do that. So in the aware state, you can ask for it to turn on. When you want it, when you need it. And just remember that our intuition in all of its vibrations comes in most clearly when we're grounded. When we're ungrounded, it's sometimes hard to hear. It's like that energy is not connected to our ears or our brain, maybe, for that matter. But that's what happens. So Angelica's saying, what a circuit blaze. I hope the blaze is a good thing, my dear. But I find that it brings a lot of aha moments, can come in more easily. Things that we have questions about can be answered more rapidly. That's why it's a lovely time to journal through automatic writing. Write a question and then take a deep breath and see what answer comes through, because you've got the phone line open to your higher self. So it's a great time to ask those things that you've been pondering. It's a big part of The energy flow, yes, is how to say it. So going back to Angelica saying, "Oh yes, feel more alive with spirit." Yes, that's how I experience it. When the soul chakras are more activated, um, it's like you're dancing with spirit, and it's dancing inside of you, not outside of you, or at least that's my experience. We all experience it in a different way. So this is really an opportunity for you to ground yourself with spirit and ground yourself in a way where whatever's going on around you, it doesn't have to impact you or influence you. Um, you know, just because other people are fearful doesn't mean we have to be. And we can hold space and love and light for people to help ground their energy, so that they can find ways to remain calm through this. And that's part of the healing, right? To be the calm in the storm for other people. And one of the things, like I said earlier, is that you can use some personal tools. You can obviously do this meditation again whenever you want to. It will be here on my page. It can help you remember how to activate it. And you can use the seven sense chakra, soul chakra blend. There are the blends for each of the 5 soul chakras as well as the 7. And that can help you really remember how to use your energy system the way it's meant to be used. And it's a way for us to train our energy body to feel more connected, more in alignment with who we are. So a lot of that makes sense, I suppose. So I'm trying to think of what else needs to be said tonight about that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me about them. If you have questions about the soul chakras, or about how this particular circuit works, or anything that's popped up, feel free to type that in and let me know. Sometimes it just comes to me. But at the moment, I'm in that place of, it's okay. And, this is the type of energy that I'll be working with on my Star Nations Academy show. And, when you do the class with me, I will be talking about how to use your soul chakras with your inner child as part of your manifestation. When we're accessing that fuller vibration, it allows you to do things at a rapid pace. I guess that's the best way. So Kimberly is sharing. This feels very good, more balanced, centered, and stronger to help people during this time. Yes, we need that, I think. And I think that's why it came in at this time, is that whatever we can do as healers to be in our center and not go down the rabbit hole with other people being that like that. I keep seeing it's time to be the lighthouse, to be the beacon, while other people are, they're feeling like they're in the storm and they need safe harbor. It's really calling that energy in. And whether we do that through how we create, or we do that through how we offer our sage wisdom or our healing, or if we do it through our heart and sharing that unconditional love and support that people are needing. It doesn't matter as long as we're doing our best, right? And that's part of what all of this is about. So I guess that's basically the show. For those of you guys who are in Western Mass, Ed Langen will be at Trinity Healing Sanctuary on Sunday at 10. This will be the last workshop that Ed will do at my space, and I will be there with him. So you get a 2-for-1 of Star Nation's radio hosts. So if you would like to attend that class on Sunday, feel free to message me and I'll save you a spot. And there's such great wisdom, and the class is, what does your soul want you to know? And doesn't that tie into what we are doing tonight? And it's a fantastic way to receive channeled messages, but also really tap into remembering who you truly are, and so that you can access the messages as well. So I hope to see some of you guys there this week. We've only got two more times, 2 more events that are going to be held at Trinity Healing Sanctuary in Massachusetts before we make the shift up here to Maine. So if you want to see me in person there, either this weekend or next, you'll want to connect. So with that, you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I will talk to you next time. And Neshi's saying, that great show and great info. Thank you, sweetie. Glad to have you here, as always. And with that, thank you for helping me with my mission of healing the healers, because you guys are meant to be out there doing your thing, and it's my pleasure to facilitate that in any way that I can. And with that, guys, I love you. Mwah. I'll see you next time on Chakra Sessions. Bye.